The older you get, the older your parents get. And God willing, if things happen in the natural order, they will die. 2/3 of Americans don't have a death plan. That costs America $1.7 billion a year. My dad is 81, so I wanted to show you just how important it is to take your elderly parents, bring them on your television show, and make a plan for their death.
Jesus Christ.
Zip it. You're fine.
Oh,
The average life expectancy for an American male is 76. This is my dad, and he's 81, which means he's kept Satan waiting for 5 whole years. Hey, Dr. Spector.
Hello there.
Step 1, take him to a doctor.
How are you?
Well, how are you? This is my
Nice to
dad,
meet you.
Donald. So I brought my dad to see Dr. Todd Spector. So we're just here because he's getting old, and I feel like we should make a plan.
Typically, what I like to do is I like people to have what's called an advance directive, which is a document. It's very simple and very clear about the way that you would like your affairs handled if you couldn't give an opinion about how, usually because of a medical condition.
I told my wife at one point I want her to pull the plug.
Okay.
See if I can have an orgasm. And if I can't have an orgasm, pull the plug.
Okay. That's very clear.
That's very disgusting.
I think we could put some sharp lines around it and make it clear to anybody. Let's say you're brought into the hospital and you're unconscious, and I'm standing at the bedside and I say, look, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to have a meaningful recovery. In my opinion, we should let nature take its course and not resuscitate him. Would that be okay with you?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we refer to as do not resuscitate.
Yes, I do not wish to have invasive surgery that will hurt me or make me uncomfortable.
How about something like a breathing tube?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I do not want to suffer. I do not want to live as a vegetable.
You don't mind being ugly?
All right, so I think that we have clarified really what your end-of-life wishes would be. Do you guys have any other questions for me about this?
How soon can this happen? My dad has these really weird elbows. They're like filled with fluid. I don't know if you could take a look.
Of course.
They're like bags of water or something. Like, is that something he could donate?
That is probably not somebody that anybody would put in their body, but it is not dangerous. It'll never cause you any problem.
It's got so much fluid in there, you could like solve the Flint crisis. Will you also look at his feet, or just one of his feet, even just to look at it?
Happy to.
They cut off 3 toes. Then they took one of the toes and they cut it up and they put 2 stumps there.
It looks like you have had a very good doctor working on your feet in the past.
Oh, I have.
I mean, maybe you could, this could be something that you think about donating.
To a medical school?
No, to the circus.
You little
Okay, well, thank you so much. This has been heavy, kind of. But you know what, Dad? I think I know the perfect place that's gonna cheer you up. Just kidding, I took him to a mortuary. And I invited my stepmom, Janice, who's been married to my dad for over 40 years and who will never be my real mother, never. Let's go check it out. Hey,
Hello,
Gio,
Sarah.
thank you for meeting
Hey,
with
nice
us.
to meet you, too.
It would be illegal to just bury him in a shallow grave in our yard, right?
Why?
Don't worry about why. It's hypothetical.
Do you have any caskets where Janice can be on top of me when she dies?
Not necessarily that way, but what we do is double vaults.
No, I
Happen
want
to
her on
pass
top
away.
of me.
You want? You don't? You want her to
Why?
Oh, 'cause she's so sweet and nice.
Yeah.
He can get cremated too,
Yes.
right?
There's also cremation options that we provide.
Could we shoot his ashes from a cannon, wait for it, into another cannon?
There won't be any permits issued for any of that.
I really want to be biodegradable somewhere. Just put in a sack.
That's definitely not what I want. Not that way. I want the nicest casket, but I also want to be by your dad.
Janice, we'll be dead. And just remember what I want. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. That's living as being dead.
Janice is getting state-of-the-art casket with a string that rings a bell in case she's alive.
Thank you so much for your consideration.
I know my parents. We went over a ton of excellent dying options today. So for posterity, and also because I couldn't make sense of half the things my dad said, I asked him to make a video will with all of his commandments.
Hello, my name is Donald Silverman, and I want to leave a living will so that my children and our grandchildren will know what to do when I'm at the end of my life. I don't have anything to give anybody. I got old clothes, I got old shoes. If somebody wants my Timex watch, it takes a licking and keeps on ticking. My favorite food is a McDonald's chocolate milkshake. If I can't enjoy that anymore, pull the plug. I don't believe that there's any heaven or hell, so I don't need any fanfare. I don't care if you even come to my funeral to celebrate my life or not, or cry when I die. Just figure that I did my best, had a good time while I was here. Sometimes when you sing around bullshit, talk about me a little bit and let me go as easy as possible. That's it. I love my daughters. I love my grandchildren. I love my Janice. I've had a goddamn good life. Now let me die in peace.
I love you, Daddy.
The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout.